Hello and welcome to VDRL Racing League, and today we are racing at the good old fable of Spa-Francorchamps for Tier Saturday. So let's see what these drivers can do for Tier Saturday, and let's remind ourselves of what happened last week. It was at Spain. So let's see what the current standings of how things as potentially. I've heard news that Toro could potentially win Tier Saturday today. He did not unluckily do it yesterday for Tier Friday, but he might be have the possibility to do it today. So let's have a quick reminder to see how the standings look. Toro is leading the drivers' championship, as I've mentioned. He leads it by a good margin at 38 points. So we could see a possibility. So it will be between the two Red Bulls tonight. So let's see what Toro and Ruben can do. As Remus is possibly out of the contention of the, but we will still see what these drivers can do to be a thorn in the Red Bull side. As I'm pretty sure at this stage the constructors is near enough done. As we go through, it is Red Bull leading by 294 points. So yeah, with 2 races to go, I'm pretty sure that Red Bull have won the constructors. But it is followed by Racing Bulls by 337. McLaren in third with 301, followed by Ferrari, Alpine, Mercedes, Williams, Aston Martin, Haas, and Sauber. So let's see. Any race predictions, boys and girls? Let's see. Has anyone got any race predictions in the YouTube chat? Because I have no idea who it could be, but it could be Toro, it could be Ruben, and it could be Botti. Hiya, Max Fan. How you doing? Race prediction, please in the YouTube chat, and I will read it out for you. So let's see on what these drivers can possibly do. As Hezron is out on track, as it's Thursday is has retired. So retired. No, yeah, he has retired. So he more than likely does have a qualifying ban. So Waits and Herzen are out on an outlap, so they'll be getting ready. Max Van, good. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Max Van. P1 Boatsy, P2 Neely, P3 Polly, not bad. Hi, Jan, how you doing? So we have got 16 drivers today, so currently 15 currently 15 in qualifying, as I'm pretty sure it's Thursday might have the possibility of a qualifying ban. So yeah, like Polly Boatsy waits. Oh yeah, the 2 Red Bulls are not in today, so we have only got Boatsy, so I completely forgot about that, ladies and gentlemen. That is my fault for the prediction. So let's see. Let's see what these drivers can do. Monza will have to be. So realistically, it doesn't rely on any of these. It will go into Monza next week. Jay Morrison, Holly New Vastas. Not bad. We could see a possibility, but I think Vastas might not be able to get there. But I think maybe Waits, Holly, and maybe Botti. I think Botti will definitely have a shout after yesterday. He will be hungry to think it is now hers, and it goes up to the line and starts his qualifying lap as he goes into turn 1. I used a lot of battery in that previous lap. So let's see what they can do. And they will go up to a Rouge. I think it is a Rouge, not Radion. If any of you people watching, please let me know, because I might be mistaken to that. He's using a lot of battery, so it might not be as quick as the other drivers. He's already down to 6% on his battery. Wow, as we have got your flag in sector 3, probably a driver going slow. Doesn't use much of the curve, does go a bit wide, so this won't be a quick lap for the V car, but it will be setting the benchmarker, putting the drivers behind. As now Polytramp and G-Man and Waits are on, and Vastas are on a lap as well. So they will be trying to be fine to improve time. But Herzon is thinking the yellow flag, driver going slow. It does. Oh, luckily there, he hasn't invalidated, but he is lucky. Still, we have little battery, so we won't have much batteries. Using it constantly on a hot lap. So he hasn't switched it to none like other drivers would do. Goes wide again a little bit, so he's not really the perfect lap. He's only got 14 entering the straight. So he will have time to improve with 14 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, but it will be a benchmarker. So what can he do? He is heading up the final straight into sector 3. He's soon heading up into the bus stop chicane. So let's see what he can do. Don't spin it. Nice and easy on the throttle. Nice. Gets up to gear, uses the power, gets the thing, and it'll be a 148.4. Not bad for the V-car driver. Let's see what the others can do. As now Waits goes to the line, 141.6. 7 seconds quicker from the V-car. So he will have a bit of time to improve, Herzans, but let's see what the others can do as now Bastas comes up to near enough to the bus stop chicane in the final sector. So let's see what he can do. He's going to be really pissed. Let's see what he can do now in the McLaren with Nilu as his teammate. Does use a bit of the curve. Polytron goes 1.411, so really impressive. Vastas goes quicker, but so it doesn't go quicker. It does go. It was 1.421. It's not bad for the McLaren. As now Nilu now it runs into the final straight. Does have a purple sector 2, but I think that was with the game of how quick you go for secting a first time. Albert sets the time as a 1:46. G-Man also sets the time of 1:43. Dutch also sets the time, so this could be a mixed grid with pace. Yellow flag sector 3 behind. As Neely now crosses the line and goes P2 with a 1:41.2. Wow. That is just over a tenth, but it is coming close. A lot of conjecture over into turn 1. As now Nola the legend. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's already done that. That's my apologies. So he will be starting the qualifying lap. So wow. That is the first flying couple of laps is impressive for these drivers, but wow, Sauber is doing well. He just got into a rouge, so he has packed out his lap. Murphy is on a lap as well. Again, you can see the difference. He's still got half of his battery left, so he will be saving it. He does have a bit of traffic ahead of him. I've got 12 minutes left of the session, so but your current at this current stage is Polly with a 1:41.1. So anyone who said Polly for P1 so far, you are correct so far. So that's well done to you. Aston Martin still going through, not using much battery. Goes into the corner, Polly now enters the pits. Oh, slides and goes into the bit of grass. That is a rookie mistake, but he can still make up that time with this lap. He has not used much battery, so he will improve. I don't think he'll go 10th. He will go in much higher than that. I could see him possibly be going 6th, maybe just below that. So that could be a thing. He hasn't used anything. He has underfueled. So could that be a hindrance? Could he go into the pit lane here? That is the question. Murphy now crosses the line, doesn't use much battery, does go as 8th fastest, which was around about the time I did say it, but he does set a 1:45.8. Not quick, but it can be quicker. So let's see what Remus can do in the Haas today. Saw him in a Ferrari yesterday, but now he's in a Haas. Let's see what the Haas driver can do. As he does start his qualifying lap, goes up into a rouge. Uses a little battery, stays in 8th gear. We'll go completely flat out here. We'll use some of his battery here. He does get DRS. You do get in qualifying, so. And you know what? Key question here, viewers. Do you think it will rain in the race? Do you see wet weather happening in the race? Because we did see it here yesterday. So will there be another appearance here today? That is my question to you all. I will give you I hope I will get an answer just before the end of qualifying. So let's see if the answer is true. But yeah, let's see what Remus can now do as his teammate Dutchy is in P10. But let's see, but Remus is a quick driver, so let's see what he can do. As he did not set a time here yesterday. So we will be wanting getting a time on the board today. He's going a bit slow. I think I don't know if he's backed out or not. Now, so Syriax is across the line. Oh, he's now starting his lap. The Ferrari driver. He's got a bit slow. Oh, he does a bit of correction there. for the Ferrari driver. Not really bad for Siriax. Siriax, I think it's pronounced, the Ferrari driver. But so far, we have currently got 6 drivers. Currently not set a time, which is Mikio, Siriax, Darius, Don, Remus, and Nala. So let's see what their drivers can do, as Percy will start at the back of the grid unless those drivers do not set a lap time. Siriax is doing well. We've got a bit of traffic ahead of him. I think it's a B car. Using battery, but I would love to try and save it at this point. I want to save it for that long straight and leading up to the bus stop chicane, so you will want to save it for then. He is not doing too bad. He's at 41% battery, so could be an issue here for him. He will use it a little bit now. They'll find in sector 3. More. Hope it's traffic at this stage. We've got 8 minutes and 20 seconds left of the session, so these drivers really want to get a time on the board. Most drivers will want to be starting on second runs at this point. He will be going on a new set of Pirelli soft tyres. It's now Siriax. So it's Siriax who will cross the line now. He doesn't use the battery. Goes 7th fastest behind Vastas with a 1.428. So 7 tenths behind Vastas. Polly is now on a lap. Let's see if he is up on his lap time, as I think that's a sour in his way. It is. So that doesn't cost him a little bit of time at Russell. He's currently 1/10 quicker than Neely so far. Let's see if he's up on his sector time. Let's see what he can do. You're flying later. I think that's from the Sauber. The Sauber might have a little bit of an off. Oh, does go a bit on the gravel there, Polly, but let's see what he is up, but only by a margin, so that's not good, but he will improve. If he does continue this, your flag a bit further back in sector 1. That was another slow driver, letting the driver pass. Let's see what he can do as he now enters the bus stop chicane. Let's see if he will brake in time and the speed does a bit of correction. Oh, there's a bit of a wobble. That cost him. It could do. He does go to the line. No, we're 10 slower. That's again, Neely has a bit of a wobble. These drivers are really look like they're struggling around here. That's not good for these drivers. Oh, it dips onto the grass. You want to try and not touch the grass around here. Again, yellow flag up ahead. So there's a bit of a clump of drivers up ahead for Neely. So that could provide an issue for the McLaren driver. But he is has set a Vastas is out. I don't know if he looks like he has hit. He's gone out in the pit lane, so I don't know if he's retired in the pit lane or he was hit the wall. Is the pit lane hit is a bit narrow. But I wouldn't think he would have. Drivers did have a bit of an issue with spinning nearly. Alright, let's see what Neely can do into the bus stop chicane pits. So he'll be waiting for his third and final run as driver. That would follow Remus. So let's see what Remus can do. He's behind, so he is fine by 4 seconds, so he will improve. So he more than likely will go into the pit lane, which he does. So Dawn, I think, has already set a lap time. These drivers, I think, have really set a lap time, but let's see what Mikio can do in the Alpine. Let's see what he can do. He has set a 1.489. So he will have time to improve. So he is currently on hot lap mode, so that could... He is on 70%, so he's currently doing better with electricity power, with ERS management, so that is a good thing for the Alpine driver. He will want to use it on this straight. So could this have been a time to prep those tyres? It could be, but he has been on these tyres, I'm pretty sure, for 2 laps. So it won't be good for the Alpine driver, so there will be a bit more than others, but they will be in tyre temperature, so... Alright, let's go by a while. He doesn't validate his lap, so you won't get another time. Here's his run. Let's see what he can do, the D car. Has set a 1.484 in his first flying lap, so let's see what he can do. Can he probably has invalidated his lap, so he will go slow. Will he go again? He could do. Now most drivers will now into the pits. So most drivers, no, he continues, so he will more than likely go for a little lap. So you must feel like those tyres must still be worthy to go for another lap. Will it cost him though in the long run? Because he's... Oh, he hits the wall. Did you ever miss an end plate for that? Oh, that was a big collision. I don't think he does. It looks like he's gotten away with that, which is surprising, but I don't think it will be pure green on his MFD, so it could cost him here. Oh, that was close. He looked like he hit the wall into turn one. That was... Oh. Does have a bit of traffic ahead and he does invalidate his lap again. I think that was when he was going into the hill of Rouge. So that won't be good as the Murphy now goes into lap 2. He is up in his time by 1 second. Where will this bring in? He's into P11, so he jumped from P12 to P11, which is really shocking. But it just made it just got a bit close to the wall there. Turn 1 will be interesting in the actual race today, but wow, that is... Drivers are taking that wall closer. He goes into that bed like a Rasnola. Wow, but he is on an out lap, so he could not hinder him as a lot for this qualifying lap, but he will mean those tyres did have a bit of dirt on them, so they wouldn't have been good, but luckily for him, he is on an out lap. Most drivers more than likely now will start peeling out of the pit lane because he is getting closer and closer to the end of qualifying. The current pole sitter, as you remind it, is probably Trump over a 1.411. Neely followed by in second with a 1.412, and Botti with a 1.415. So it is close between the top the top 3. It's even closer with the top 2, like separating just over a tenth of a second. So I would not stick. I would stick around with you all with this qualifying session because this could mean anything for the race. But as we saw yesterday, Simon Pole might not be thinking. Might not be good. Let's see, Nora does think he's using a lot of battery on the straight. That's not good, but he will be saving. Does a bit of traffic, but they'll move out of the way. He luckily doesn't pit slide. Oh, there's a recreation. That must be invalidated. Luckily, he doesn't. Just keep it going, but will he back out? I don't think so. He's just a few minutes left of the session, so I don't think he will. So if I were him, he would stay out. It does go a bit wide into that corner. Not good. His lap time just lower than thinking, so I think he is. I don't think about Remus is now on the lap time on 2 lap old softs. So I don't. So that's not good for him. He might not. He might be saving a pair of softs for the race. But let's see what he can do. The Haas driver. He's up into P6. Is now from 1 to 5 are now out. So the Murphy is in the pits. Herzon is in the pits, and Darius is in the pits, but also not saying. Albert, what's happened to Albert? He's hit Nola. Wow. Has either of them got any damage to them? Because, wow, that is... What does? The Ferrari has damage, but I don't know where that's from. But Albert is in the grass, so he could have made a mistake there, or could have had a thing with Nola. So that's not good. Albert does have completely thrown wing damage, so he must have had a severe collision together. Oh, we must just go into the thing, he invalidates his lap, so he will have to try and go quick. Yeah, do you have 1 minute to get to the line, so that will be okay for him. Well, he will be rounding out to try and increase his advantage further out in pole position, so let's see what he can do, and let's see what Milu and Botti can do. Wait is also in contention, but he is around about 5/10 behind. So he could be in retention, so top 6 here could fight it out. For pole position, but will they find enough time? Polly will now start. We'll go a bit wide there. Let's get a bit of much more of a run. Let's see what he can do. Now on this lap, so he will go a bit thingy. Does hog the wall, but it doesn't go too much to the wall as we've seen other drivers do, like Herzon did when he collided with the wall a couple of laps ago. So we'll go up to a Rouge, which keeps it nice on the curb and spin. Now we'll get down on the battery. We'll get DRS now. So let's see what his sector 1 time will be in sooner or later. Let's see what it will be. Will it be up on his time? It is by a tenth of a second. Qualifying is finished. Series Sachs is finished in 8th. Murphy is in 11th. Albert's in 14th. You had front wing damage, so did Herzon. Darius did not get a lap time again, so he'll be starting at the back. So Thursday has gone away with that one. So Bastas is in 7th, so he obviously didn't improve. But Polly, let's see if Polly can get up on his time in Sector 2. Let's see what his Sector 2 time can be. It'd be He goes into the corner. G-Man is still on that lap, so I don't think he'll get his time finished. So I don't think he's not made the line in time. Polly is still up. He's 1.5 up, so that's good. Nearly will have to find even more times. That's not good. Nico is in the pit, so he will start P16. That's not good for. He's not good for the Alpine driver. Alpine's really not having a great time tonight. As G-Man is also in 9th, so he does improve. Let's see what Polly can do. Rounds out the boost up chicane. He was up near enough 2:10s in his time in sector 2, and he does go quicker with a 1:4. Oh, let's see what Neil can do. He's up, but I don't think it will be enough. Oh, it is! It hits the 1:49. Wow! We've just broken into the 1:40s. That is impressive. So Polly, it will start P2. Race moves up to P3. Botti will move back into P3, so he does take it. But wow, so we do have John, we do have an Alpine ready to set a driver and Dutchy. Let's see what the two drivers can do, if they can move up into top 10, and I don't think we have so far. So that was an interesting qualifying, boys and girls. Nilu is your pole sitter with Polly right behind and Butty in P3. So that's going to be impressive. They separate by 2/10, just your top three. Going further back into the group, we have Waits in P4, Driver in P5, Remus in P6, Fastas, Series Sax, G-Man, Don, the Murphy, Dutchy, Nola, Albert, He's Mikior, it's Furzy, and Darius rounds out your grid tonight in Belgium. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did ask you during qualifying, do you think it will rain during the race? And do you any of you think it will? So let's see what these drivers will have to do. We did see yesterday, we did have a mixture of drivers. They did go on hards. I think the clouds are there. Did see a bit of clouds there yesterday, so it could potentially rain today. But let's just hope not. But as I was saying, we did have a mixture of tyre strategies yesterday. So we could see a mixture of medium hard tonight. But what would the drivers pick? We could see a hard if there could be a potential of rain. But if not, there could be a medium tyre. As the drivers yesterday saw, the medium starting on the medium tyre did not work because they had to pit at lap 8 because these drivers could not get these tyres into grip around about lap 8. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. I am trying my best. It's only the second time I have done this in my whole entire commentating career. I have started last year, and this is my second one in a while. So I am getting there slowly. But thank you, Jan. Thank you, anyone for watching this and staying with us for this round 9 at Belgium. So yeah, it is, and you know what? I'm enjoying having my time on my own without Will and Yoshi. But I think at this point in the stage of my career, I think I'll stick in the pit lane for now. But yeah, as I was saying, the medium tyre yesterday, it didn't seem worth it, but because they just really it didn't work for them because they had to pit twice in one race because it weren't good. As now I hear the countdown, so the drivers have been given the low go by Martin. So let's see if these drivers can make any moves into turn 1 or on lap 1. So let's see what these drivers can do. Here comes the lights. We do have a soft runner, and his lights. He's been delayed in his lights out. I did get caught out by them. I think even driver there's a driver in the back road. I think it's a V-Cup thingy. Into the grass, do a bit of a lock-up. It could be a front wing, but Nilu stays thingy. Botti just stayed and remained into P3, even though he does go into P2. Goes drop into P4. Oh, whoa! Driver has a massive crash. What is going on at the back of the grid? And that, I don't know if this is full safety car, but it should surely be a full safety car. Bits of carbon fiber area everywhere, but we already have a driver off. And it is driver. I think for this current stage, it is just a virtual safety car. But Nilo probably Reeves has made up moves, so he's into P3, but Botti is on hard tyre. So could there be a potential of wet weather? But a lot of drivers haven't thingied. So I think the clouds are moving away, so that is good for the drivers, but not good for us because it would mean less entertainment, sadly. But I think a lot of drivers will be into the pits after that turn 1 incident. So that will get reviewed. Waits does think so. We are up to racing speed, so it was a virtual safety car. But nearly didn't get away well, so probably will be fighting for this. As he does drop it just below it to 4/10. So it's first he did get collided, I'm pretty sure, so that would have hurt him. So he could have front wing damage. Albert does have also a penalty so that could be the collision from turn 1 we did see. He does. They both have 10-second penalties, so that will have come from the collision. No, G-Man goes into the blow of Vastas, and I don't know why it says 1 stop. Oh, that's medium for that. Going to medium, as G-Man does stay behind. Nice and clean behind Vastas. So it's on just drop line with Wade. Don't make the moves. There's a bit of argy-bargy. Neil just set the fastest lap, but that was because that was lap 1. There's a just wait behind. They did have a bit of argy-bargy, but Waits is through. Nala is on soft, so that will be also a key thing. Is Albert is in the pit lane, so he must have front wing damage. He'll be going either as another set of hards or going mediums. See what he can do. Now G-Man is going to have much battery, but they will have DRS on this mode. So here comes Polly, goes into the car. He has it done before the car in straight. This corner, I think it is Butty is looking, will be nice, and G-Man is getting ever so closely. Dom makes a move on his teammate. And so Alpine, that could have been the move's order, as now Darius now looks as Mikio. He did have a bit of a fumble into that turn. He's going a bit wide, so Darius will be looking sniffy. He goes into the turn, will he do a dive bomb? He does look at it. Was a bit wide, and Mikio does let him through. He tries going for a switchback, doesn't get it through, but just going a bit of grass. But does he get ahead? I think he does, Darius. Mikio stays behind. Vastas does get ahead of Syriac. So that will be unlawful for the Ferrari driver on lap 2. So the drivers are making a moves, but Hartai currently are doing the best of the drivers so far. Let's see if Vastas can get ahead of Remus. But Neely will be sniffing that Aston Martin. So let's see what he can do. You're heading into the final corner. The final corner. Even if the first up chicane, don't want to invalidate your lap there. You do not want to pick up a time penalty there. It does go a little bit into your thing. He does sniff the rear. Probably does get a bit of more traction ahead. Probably does set. Botti now sets the fastest lap with 1:4.57. Nearly will be looking, but Botti, we've got a yellow flag much further back. And that is Mickey. He must have either had a look or just had a little bit too much on the throttle. So let's hope he doesn't have picked up any damage. Now Series X does. I think G-Man was looking to move at Series X, so he will get the move done at this corner. Yeah, this will be done. This could be 2 moves that lost by... Botti will go through. Will Botti get there going before the corner? He does remain there. Big collision. I realised me covering. But Botti does make the move. He did have a bit of collision between the McLaren and the Red Bull driver, but Botti does take the lead, as I expect from Bully. Bully did not have the DRS crutch, so he has dropped to 3rd, but he won't mind. He would want to play the patience game, especially around here, around Belgium. Don't make a stupid move. Wait, and he does. He does it. He makes it nice and clean around the Alpine. That is nicely done, gentlemen. B-Cab does. The move does go a bit wide. That could potentially be track limits there. Warning. Yeah, Nola is up to 14th to soft runners. That could be key thingy. Here we go. Botti has made it up to 5/10 ahead. So that will be a key thing here. But Neely will be pushing that McLaren so hard that those tyres could be dying each further. So let's see what both of them can do. Because it's not a big train. As G-Man now gets ahead of the Ferrari, so that's moving up to him to P6. But he has a long train from P1 to P5, so that's going to be a huge ass DRS train that could matter in the lead here. Does go a bit wide. The McLaren nearly to the rear of the Red Bull. Now nearly would have been front wing damage there from the McLaren, but he would have to take it nice and slow. But you will think it is Nolan now goes into the pits. So the soft tyres have only lasted, but I think he has pitted again. So I think he's already pitted twice. So that will be good for the Sauber. As Nearly does take the lead. We'll probably be sniffing. Oh, I think that's collision. Oh, Jesus, the Mercedes nearly goes sideways. But the Ferrari does get ahead. With a bit of a collision, though, so that's not nice between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. But the Mercedes will be wanting to sniff that thingy. That's a key thing here. I think we will point out. We've really talked a lot about G-Man. He usually is a good driver. Sometimes we have said he's not usually clean half the time, but he is just get involved in a lot of things. The way it's moves past Dutchie, the Haas driver. These are the partners in starting to P4, so he's been battling for podium positions here. Reeks will be trying to make some more moves. He has got Murphy ahead of him. He's dropped a lot of positions. So that will be thinking, but a lot of drivers have moved up positions, which as they would expect and hopefully for. But let's see what the leading two can do. Is it still leading by 5/10 of a second? So that could be huge. He is stiffing, but he's not stiffing. There's a bit of a lock up into the bus stop chicane, so that's not good. That will allow the Red Bull Butty to try and get a bit close. He does a little bit of wobble again. But there's a large DMS train that Van Vastas is looking for, so that's P5. As G-Man now gets past the Ferrari, and Darius also gets past Dutchie as well. So that will be a good move. So I don't know if that was spot moves like Snipshot. I hope not at this current stage because it was a bit thing. It does have a bit of wobble, G-Man, but G-Man is in P6. That will be the. I don't think Botty is going to make the move onto here. He is 5/10 back, but do he have enough battery though to make the move done? I don't think so at this stage. But neither does Neely. Neely don't have much for for protection. No, they won't make the move. So yes, we'll come back. They did have a collision here last lap. Will they keep it more cleaner? Whoa! Yeah, okay, G-Man does trying to time for a switchback. Does he do another switchback? No. Does get back to something that Patel does get a thing in, and that would have mattered in the long run. But now he does get him in the head. But that will cost for the Ferrari. That is currently the first penalty for track limits. So we did see on lap 1, we did have collisions between 3 drivers, with driver going out of the race at lap 1 just after turn 1. So that was huge for the Mercedes. But G-Man is making some moves into P6, that is good, but Remus is getting closer and closer to Polly. So your P2 driver is in P3 at this current stage and could drop further into P4. So, but these medium tyres will drop quick and fast as they have only got 3 more laps to go as we saw yesterday, but these drivers could maybe extend this stint a little bit further if these tyres are well. But will we see Remus make the move? He does get DRS here, but these drivers will always have DRS as Vastas is coming a little bit closer, but he is out of DRS protection point. So currently this train is still going from 1st to 4th. But he is making a little bit more closer to Nilu. So really these two will go, hopefully will battle it towards the end. But pit lane could find an issue here. Let's see. So Neely will use battery here, but I think Botty will get the move done before even. I think he will use the battery here. He has DRS, gets far ahead, moves over to the side, clean it, don't move. That's P1 for Botty. Will Neely strike back? That is the question. Remus didn't make the move though. Bastos has dropped a little bit more further, so that won't be good. Max has got a little bit further back, but he will be edging more and closer to G-Man. So P7 and 6 will be an interesting fight also. So there are fights around the area in Belgium. Let's just hope no other driver can find the barrier, because we do not want the safety car around here. As I have no one to answer the full question with me tonight, so that would be very interesting. But yeah, let's see what the Ferrari can do. Will he make the move before the bus stop chicane? He does have a lot of battery, so he will be using that. We'll be dumping it on the final straight. But Nilo is near enough a second behind Botty. Did he make a mistake on his previous lap? Because that must have been huge, because the front 3 are near enough separated by a second each time. As Remus now drops behind a second between Polly and him, so that's not good. But Nilo is now getting even more closer, so that's a good thing. So they will have DRS. Sirius, oh, there a bit of collision, but it will be. Oh, 3 drivers having attention for P6 here. It does make the move. Is he thinking? Oh, but will wait to have the move. You know what? He will get the move done, and he will. Oh, but he continues into turn 1. The Mercedes nearly touches the wall. This is wow. But Darius is edging a bit closer, so we'll have a huge drive for P6 here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be some nice lead driving, but we'll quick see pits happening in the next lap. We'll have more DRS. Get a bit over the grass. Will move over to thinking. He gets a bit of a blocking. Don't continue making the move. If you can't make the move, G-Man does get ahead. G-Man makes it move ahead, but Waits is still sitting behind, still waiting. Darius is still catching this group. He's got this group already. Waits goes through the Ferrari. The Ferrari's dropping even more further. He's now starting to P8, and he could drop even further to P9 with Darius right behind him. So that will not be good for the Ferrari driver, and it won't be good for the Ferrari as well. There's only one Ferrari tonight, so that won't. So it won't matter with team orders. It will be huge. Let's go a bit wide again. Series X. That's not good for the Ferrari. It does make a move, Darius. Oh, a bit of collision. Let's go in. It did change. I don't know if it changed lines there, Series X. That could have hindered him a little bit. It did block Darius. Let's a bit wide again. Allows Darius to go through. But it could be DRS mind games here, because Darius won't have DRS to wait, but. As now Waits does go up G-Man, but G-Man could potentially go through a dive bomber into the bus stop chicane. No, he keeps it behind nice and clean. As well done between the Williams. It's done. Also picks up penalties. That's 2 drivers now got a penalty. As now Series X is into the pit lane, as I have mentioned before you. So let's see what he will go on. He will more than likely go onto the hard tyre. It does go onto the hard tyre, so he could potentially go into the end of this race on the hard compound tyre. As I think my stream has frozen a little bit for now. I know it has, and now it's back. So now Nilu is now edging even closer to Butty. So this could mean a change of lead, but he has dropped down to about 5 tenths. G-Man now gets ahead of Waits again, so that's going to be. Yeah, but Waits will have, in my opinion, will have the better tyre at this stage, because they're both 7 lap old. Hard tyre will be the best tyre at this current stage, and as I think someone has joined, and it is Will. Hi, Will. Welcome to the commentary box.
Good evening. Yeah, you're doing a very good job, Rusty. I was just watching the England rugby game. I don't want to watch that ever again. Decided to come over to here, so a better option. How's the race going?
It's going all right. We did actually have a lap 1 collision with driver and 2 with the drivers, so that was interesting. His driver is out of the session, but Nilu is edging closer to Botty. But yeah, it is currently a switcheroo between G-Man and Waits at this current stage.
Well, Boti missing out yesterday was possibly the biggest devastation for him, possibly leading himself out of the championship points. But today, it could go in his favour for at least a win. Maybe it could rain. It doesn't really look like it. But here is the battle between Waits and G-Man. G-Man really covering him off this time. The hard versus the mediums. We saw yesterday the hards were the stronger tyres. But could the mediums outdo him today with plenty of dry weather now as they come into the bus stop chicane? Close action, almost going into the back of the net, into the pit lane. There goes G-Man there. So Waits moves up another position. I'm sure he'll do some more, and as you can see, Remus as well as in the pit lane. So far from Boti, looking pretty good.
Yeah, it is. He's increased the lap time to 1.3 seconds, and that's really good for him. But it will mean that they could potentially, that the pit lane could play a favour into Boti's hands, but I don't think he will be much of a thing. He dropped down to 1.4, so that is so really it is Bottas to lose at this current stage, but it is too early to tell, as we have still got a loads more laps to race. But yeah, it will be a huge point at this stage of the race.
Well, we are definitely fortunate with plenty of racing action from these drivers, which I know they can definitely achieve as well. Right, Darius on board now. He's an interesting driver. He's got some good points over the course of the season, so let's see what he can do. He's currently in 5th position now, 8-lap old hard compound tyres, which the others are on, but then the new start with Remus and Vastas. So hopefully, I mean, it'd be interesting if we did get rain even. That would be very, very good as well. They'd probably spice it up. Right, well, so far on board with Darius, he's trying to close in on weights when he can, but the gap 0.8, not close enough. And really, we saw him Toro switching, didn't we, quite a lot of times with DRS opportunity. We only saw it for at least the beginning part of the race, and it's just a case of that. And you know, I can only assume the moves will be happening at least after Rouge.
Yeah, it will be, and that's when we've seen a lot of moves taking place. And so we did have, I think, a bit of a collision between the Ferrari and G-Man early on, but just after a Rouge. So the moves are being made there, but as Darius goes a little bit closer, but the moves will just be done after a Rouge at this stage.
It makes sense, really, as Darius really closing on Waits this time. Waits had a very good performance yesterday. He's trying to do the exact same again today. Remember, V1 Illusion took the win out here, so he's not in this one today. But what the other drivers, let's see what they can do. He's doing this one round today. He's not. But obviously, our retirement, first retirement, actually, we had one retirement last time as well. I believe it was 1YB with Boaty, who was currently in the lead of the race.
Yeah, I think it was. Yesterday we did retire, but I can't remember exactly what happened last week. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, that's what I remember, at least from yesterday. I can't remember anything from last week. As I said, Darius with a huge snap of oversteer there, losing the rear end of the car, still losing it now. And those tyres, 9-lap hard compound tyres. I mean, yesterday, we saw the drivers, and especially both as well, going to 12 lap on the hard compound tyres. Now, how on earth are they struggling now on the 9 if they actually get to 12 before?
I have no idea. It could be the tweaking setups, as it is Darius. We didn't really see much of him yesterday, but his tyres could have been heated up too well. It might not be managing his tyres well, but he did go into a bit of the grass there, so that could have been hurting his tyres, and then he had a bit of overheat in the tyres. So it could have been that factor, but again, these tyre wear, I don't think it would have mattered at this current stage, but they do have. He's around on lap 11, so they could be coming into the pits anytime soon, the hard runners. Yeah, it is currently interesting this stage.
Right, well, a bit of news that's just come through. Sadly, V1 Illusion did not take the win yesterday. Stayed Daisy actually won it due to a 3-second time penalty for V1 Illusion. So sadly, he left the server and he doesn't agree with the steward's decision. So that's obviously something that's going on with him. So it did go in the way of Stayed Daisy, and he's taken some good points. So I'm very happy with that, especially with him. Cyril now fighting with the Ferrari down the inside. A great move, switch back also from G-Man. G-Man has got some great base. He's shown it in the past before, and that was a very, very good switchback from him. But now G-Man takes the lead of that group there into P8 now as they come to turn one, and a huge crash there. Cyril there gets tagged round by Don, it looked like. Now that's going to be noted by the stewards, especially YB, because that was a bit naughty.
Yeah, it is, and it was near enough the same place that driving nearly went off. So that was quite thingy. But I mean, he's lucky there to escape with actually not having any front wing damage there. The Ferrari driver. So that is really lucky for him, but he has lost a lot of time to Don. So that really would hurt him. But G-Man will now be thinking that's great for him. Is now he's in his own little bubble. He's sat in P8.
He definitely will. He's a quick driver, G-Man, so keep an eye on him. Could he bring himself up to more positions for these drivers? Boaty now coming on to lap 12 out of 22. We're already halfway over the race distance now, and this is where it gets a bit more interesting as well, how the drivers cope. The gap between him and Nilu, 1.7 lock up from the front left from him, but nothing too bad. Remember, in the rain that Boaty had, he managed to go up onto the curb and sadly forced his way into the barrier and then retired shortly after with the wrong strategy, as Robbie was saying before. So we'll have to see, really, if he will manage to get the win that he deserved after yesterday. But I'm sure even this, especially for this season, this has probably been one of our closest, considering with Tier Friday and also Tier Saturday as well, with both of them coming with huge championship contenders, Ruben and Toro, and then Toro once again in the mix with Tiaz Korsman and possibly Boaty as well, as we look for a move. Also on Mick, he does do a late lunge. He tried to force him into an error, saw that opportunity and took it. What a great move this from him. But YB heading into Monza next week, that'll probably be one of the most exciting weekends ever.
Yeah, it will be. Is both Ruben and Toro are back next week, so that will be a huge case for fighting against Monza. But Monza is not the most interesting circuit because it is more of a DRS train in the circuit. But there will be quite some overtakes there, hopefully. Oh, Nico does go into the gravel to the right, and so Albert does go through. But that was awful from the Alpine driver. But I'm sorry, as I was saying. Yeah, it'll be interesting. He goes wide again.
He's not happy at all, that car. He seems to be going for a lot. Maybe the tyre, he's only through that hard cars. So obviously something's not working out for him at all. Maybe taking rock strategy or something like that, because he's really fighting with all these corners. The oversteer as well, maybe overheating them a bit too much from a few lockups. And he's done it once again, going deep into the bus stop chicane now, but still manages to keep it on track. And Albert in front of him in the Williams will try and pull away where he can. Cyril and Don had a bit of an incident there. That's exactly where Boaty went off, funny enough. So it's interesting, that one corner, and as I say that, Darius goes off track, almost taking himself off to the barrier there. Now, was that a disconnection from him? Yeah, I think that's AIYB.
That's the issue. He has lost a lot of positions there. That will hurt him a lot, but it will allow G-Man to possibly catch him up. So that will, I think it is at this stage. It is AI. So that really is going to hurt Darius. He was doing well in this race. He was around about P6. So that will hurt him. But Botti and Nilu are still 1.8 seconds apart from each other. So that's not great. But there's not really much battles going on at this current stage. As now G-Man does go ahead of Darius. I think Darius' AI through the pit. So that won't really help him at all.
Exactly right. Boaty still trying to maintain his tyres and also lead. As I was saying before, they have reached the 12 lap marker. Now, this is where the medium compound tyres will be screaming, and we've seen, only Darius is now into the medium compound tyres, so he's going to try and do a final stint on them. Now, YB, will that actually go? Will the tyres actually last for that, or is he going to have to do one more? Because I'm not sure on these mediums.
No, I don't think these medium tyres will go thinking, because we've seen many drivers do, like yesterday, these tyres could only go to 8 laps before the drivers had to pit and get rid of them and get onto the Pirelli hard tyre. So that will be the thing. So these drivers that are currently on the hard tyre will try to have to extend their lead to try and at least get those tyres into an 8-lap window. So that means they can last, so they don't go into puncture territory. But he does agree, hopefully agree with me, as he does stay out. So everything is. Polydom's does go move up into Neely, so that would have been the thing. I'm not too sure if he did make a mistake, as now Neely just into the pits. So that's huge.
Ooh, that's interesting. As Polytron there also moves up in position, so he'll be happy with that. Oh, that's front wing damage. That's the complete front wing gone. Right, well, that's spiced it up quite a bit. Now, what the hell has happened to him, and where on earth did that happen? I didn't see a yellow flag, YB. Did you see one?
No, I don't think he did. Unless he picked it up like going into turn 1, maybe the last lap or something, or he's collected while hitting maybe the back of the driver. But because it was we do have a yellow flag in sector 1. But yeah, it's crazy that I want to know where he has picked that up, because it is impressive. But as I was saying, he was like near enough 1 second ahead of Polly, but Polly managed to catch him up even before he pitted. So he must have done it either on the back, on the last sector, or he must have either just collided with the wall somewhere.
He must have done. Well, a big shame from him, but he's going to try and fight back to catch up to his teammates. 3.9 is his teammate, but he may have just thrown away his podium position, which is not good at all. Reading from the chat here, does anyone know if Yale and Neto are still alive? Neto is at uni, so he sadly won't be able to do some commentary, but he may be back soon, possibly next season, who knows. And Yellow, we've not heard from in a while, so hopefully we'll see him. Jake Hand and the others, we've not even heard from at all, I don't think. So you never know. We might see a little return later on in the season, but for now, you have got me, YB, and also Yoshi as well as your lead commentators. Don and Jibs as well. Sorry, Don, not Andrew. Don on board with now. He has He's a bit slow at that corner there, but 13-lap-old hard compound tyres from him. So he's properly pushing that stint. I mean, what is the punch and territory at this track, Wado?
Oh, I think maybe good pushing, I say with medium tyre, maybe just over 15 laps. With hard tyre, you could maybe see maybe lap 20, maybe 20 lap old tyres possibly. So that will be a key thing for John. Because he could potentially go to the end of the race on those tyres, but it would be a really hard ask to do for him to do.
It definitely is. Now they're coming to the top of Rouge now, and Remus right into the back of Waits. He's going to get dearest opportunity. I'm sure he will. Yeah, as it comes on, he's got no battery left though, which is very, very interesting now. As they come into the chicane, he's not close enough to make a move. Did you go and commentate with Jake? I think I did when I first ever joined, and I think I was only like season 6, maybe season 7. I hope I didn't say that, but yeah, no, I think I may have done when I first joined, but it was Yale originally. He was the lead. But maybe Jake, I'll have to try and see. It was a very, very long time ago, that's for sure. As we're on season 11, almost going on to season 12 in 2 weeks' time. Well, 3. We have a 2-week break in between the rounds. And that's when our new calendar will be confirmed. So that will be exciting to see what will be. But let's focus on this race because we're still here in season 11, round 9 as well. Remus catching up to Waits when he can. And he somehow managed to gain 70% battery there after that long straight. So really, YB, I think that the case of just saving it all for all of here until you get onto that long straight and then completely use it.
Yeah, I think he did sit on that lap and just go on to burn none on his MFD for the battery. As now we see Butty go into the pits and pull it as well. So they'll be going onto the medium tyre. Oh, did I see a bit of thingy collision with the Aston Martin then? I'm not too sure. They look like they were a bit close to the Williams there. Yeah, they will be going on to the Pirelli yellow tyres. So as I said before, they have found 8 laps ready to go. So I think it's great. Yeah, they have 6 laps of these tyres to go. So these tyres will be perfect for them to go. So they won't be much degraded as they would at the start of the race. But this will be huge. Bottas does remain in the lead, but probably will have traffic ahead of him. So that will really help Bottas now in the long run.
Well, I think Remus just done it. Not Remus, sorry, Bottas has just done it because he has managed to do a free pit stop without getting overtaken. And as I said, that Remus goes through and waits. Now also fighting Nilu and Poli once again. Now a great move from Nilu. He moved himself back up considering he had front wing damage and had to come into the pit lane early. But hasn't affected him too much. Right, we'll have to keep an eye with sticks like stuff to go this Grand Prix because it could be interesting how his tyres manage out. Considering how Poli Trump as well could just try and sit on the back of him, wait until those tyres die down. Remember, Waits is good. Due to come into the pit lane, especially with 15-lap hard compound tyres. So that will be interesting to see how he can try and at least keep that going. Right, well, yeah, Bottas 6.4. Won't be able to jinx anything, but I think he's pretty much done it.
Yeah. We don't have Yoshi today, so I don't think we have any chance of jinxing it. But as we did say yesterday, he would have the potential to win, and then rain came. But looking at the clouds today, it looks pretty clear. There are clouds threatening, but I don't think the rain will be potential. So yeah, it's his to lose tonight.
It definitely is. Hopefully, no jinxing. We didn't really jinx much. I think, as I was saying yesterday, if you went there for the viewers, of course, Robbie and stuff. Yeah, no, as I said, Waits really cuts across there, and through goes Neely. But yeah, as I was saying, I think we used all of our jinxing up. Maybe it restarts for this next season, and that will be quite funny. And when on earth they will all be used up. But Japan, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't watched that, go back and have a look onto the stream where you will see the stream of terror. I think is what I mean. I don't know really how to describe that stream, YB.
It was just crazy. That whole weekend was crazy because you obviously had the Friday, you just had the jinx between you and Yoshi, and then you just have us two driving in an Alpine from Saturday. So that was also crazy as well.
It definitely was. The commentary team back at it once again. P7, P8 from us even is incredible. Hopefully you can see us next season as a dive from there from Belgium. He takes advantage of this from Nilu. Nilu from the outside line. Will he try and fight back with this one? He doesn't. And sadly, he loses out on another position right. Well, this is very, very close with these guys as well. But hopefully there's barely any time left of this race for Nilu possibly to get that move done. There's a big gap already. And we've got traffic in front of him as well, which looks like, I think, Nico there. Miko did cut past Albert actually. 6.3 seconds is a gap there, so he's got a bit of seconds to catch up. But Remus now is under pressure from Polytrump now. Now, can Polytrump get through? That's a bigger question. And Remus, could he get... I don't know if he's got a first win actually here for Saturday. If he did it in Azerbaijan, I know he got a pole position, but did he get... Well, can he get a win? That's the other question. There we go. Through goes Nilu. 2 moves in one there. What a move that was, YB.
Yeah, it is. It's really impressive. But wow, his body also sets the fastest laps. That's also impressive. But yeah, I have mentioned it before that the drivers ahead without DRS protection are sitting ducks. We have seen this in multiple circuits, but especially around here and Las Vegas. It really does hurt, and we could see a potential again next race in Monza. So that will be a key thing to also play with DRS. But yeah, as Polly does now go ahead of Nilu as well, so that's going to be a key thing. But Nilu is not that far behind though, so he could make a move onto this straight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I just wanted to point out, the most important thing is our wonderful owner, Martin van Dijk, it's his birthday weekend this week. And as I'm sorry, I'll come back to that in a minute, as Polytrump and Nilu both at it again. Right, as I was saying, it is our wonderful Martin van Dijk's birthday weekend. So if we could all put into the chat, happy birthday. He is the admin. He has done such a good job leading 11 seasons and plenty of drivers joining the league, growing the community, and what a job he's done. So if we could get a happy birthday for him, that's the most important thing you guys could do, especially, and he will appreciate it a lot as well. So thank you all so much for that one. As we get back onto the racing action, Polytrump really extending that gap between him and Nilu, and really YB 4-lap medium combined tyres. Well, we're not far away from the medium dying off.
No, we're not. So we have only got another 4 laps to go into those hard tyres. Realistically, would have died off for all the drivers, because they would have been in the pit lanes for 8 laps of the tyres. So yeah, they are coming close, but we probably haven't really played it into the hands of his tyres, because he's got 2 lap fresher tyres. So that really has played into his hands. As Botty does extend his lead to nearly enough 12 seconds of the field, as the clouds do loom on a little bit further. So if this race did last a bit longer, we could have seen rain. But with only 3 laps to go, yeah, rain is impossible. But but Nilu will be catching Polly anytime soon.
He definitely will. Right, we'll have to see how this goes as well. Right, Nilu going to really try and push himself. Remember, Remus 10 lap hard combined. He is possibly coming to the end of those stints, but there's no point in pitting at this point, as he will just lose positions and not really gain any, because he can't do any switchbacks as well. Now, Nilu coming into the chicane. He's going to try and catch up. He is 0.7 of a second off him, so still not enough, especially to get that DRS opportunity. And 11 seconds Boaty is in the lead for, so he'll be very, very happy with this one. And so a huge slide there from Nilu, losing it, almost losing it, but saves it enough. And this is where it will get interesting with the medium compound runners. So that will go Darius, Nilu, and who else is high on them? And Don as well. Keep an eye on them and what on earth will happen with them.
Yeah, we could see a potential puncture at this stage in the last couple of laps. So that could be huge. So that could cost Nilu a podium, because you could grant Remus up there, but we don't have a lot of battles alongside the grid. So it will definitely be huge for those drivers. It will cost them a lot of points as well.
It definitely can. Now, as we're heading on to lap 20 out of 22, and what a race this has been so far. Plenty of action as well for you amazing viewers, and 1 retirement. Right, well, let's see what these other drivers can do. Nilu trying to catch up to Polytrump, but Polytrump's got the younger medium compound tyres, so we will have to see how that goes as well. Right, well, YB, this. I mean, did you? What were the race predictions? Were they? Who was at least up at the top? Was it always Boaty?
Yeah, to be fair, there was an argument between Boaty, Polly, and Nilu. So a lot of drivers, a lot of viewers did say that, but yeah, I don't think a lot of them really said that Boaty could get a potential of a P1. But yeah, I think they all both of the sorry, everyone knew that it was going to be a fight between Boaty and Polly.
Well, that's even better then. But you know, Foley, I'm sure will be very, very happy with his performance today, and whether we'll get him in the interviews, possibly, who knows? But Boaty, I'm sure, will be there after big disappointment yesterday, kicking himself at the championship. I think so, at least. And he has got, well, at least he can basically have fun for the rest of the season. And as I say, rest of the season, we've only got one round left, so not leading too much. But do stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because next week will be the Championship Contenders Weekend with Tier Friday and Tier Saturday. Two of the most exciting races as well. Darius now trying to catch up to G-Man this time. He's quite close. 0.4 of a second he is now. And I'm sure Boaty now is back to start up 21 out of 22. And why did this race is at Spa actually seems to be going quite quick.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, I think that's the ambition that we have had no safety car. We've had one virtual safety car for the lap one incident. But these drivers, they've actually gone really fast around Belgium tonight. So that has really helped in making this race go a lot quicker, but they have provided a lot of great action for us as Darius goes even goes into the back of G-Man, makes the move. You know, just think about it, it doesn't. He does have a lot of battery to spare. Will he make the move now before the bus stop chicane? No, I don't think so. But yeah, it has gone quite fast.
It definitely has now, and Darius is going to try and do a switchback where he can, but can he get the move done is the bigger question as he really slides those rear tyres. And look, 8-lap medium compound tyres, and this will be very, very interesting in whether he will get that move done, considering both of them are on very, very old tyres. But now as we come up to the top of Rouge, will he manage to see his way through with the opportunity? I don't know. But here he comes now with the opportunity. Will he get close enough? It's 0.4 now. It will probably drop, but it still won't be enough. No, the gap must be G-Man using all of his ERS, actually. I mean, you don't really, at this point, YB, you don't really need to preserve it because you're coming up to the last lap of the race anyway.
Yeah, we are. So at this point, if I were both of them, I'd be saving up their battery at this stage because you want to try and dump it for that last lap. But these drivers, so they will be trying to still try and make the move even before the last lap. But by them, it's a bit of rain then.
Yes, yeah, typical, so typical. It now starts raining. We've had the exact same thing yesterday, so there's obviously just one sparker. I kept saying Spanish, I don't know why I said that yesterday. Sparker of the rain when it was beautiful and bright. Now the rain hits. This is going to be interesting. Keep an eye on Boaty, right? Boaty made a mistake yesterday, which costed him the win and also the championship as well. Can he manage to do it? One lap left to go, YB. Can he manage to do it and not ruin it?
I hope so. By the looks of it, the rain is falling quite faster than yesterday. So he does go up a little bit wide into the corner. So the rain is really affecting these drivers out there. It is affecting things as DRS is already enabled. So the rain is falling really, really fast. So that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely is. Now, this is the area where Boaty went off. He does it okay, thank God. Now, that is the one area that ruined Boaty's race yesterday and his championship hopes. But now, the fast left-hander, this could be very interesting. He does go deep, and Vastas picks up a 3-second time penalty there. That's obviously just from those medium compound tyres, at least, or what tyres he is on. But now, still deep goes Boaty. It is probably, if the race continued, it'd be wet compound tyres, because this, YB. This is not like yesterday. It was very gentle yesterday, and then it started to get hard towards the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we had maybe 2-3 laps until a lot of the drivers decided to go intermediates. But we do have 2 drivers on intermediates, so I don't understand why they've done that. But because they do have one more lap to go, they won't be making moves. It will cost them a lot of positions. So it will be really effective. But yeah, as Boaty now into the bus chicane. Let's hope he does not make a mistake here. This could really cost him all.
does make a mistake, and that's not really impacted him too much, still sliding at the last corner. But after the hated race yesterday, he's managed to do it this time. To the top of the tables, Boaty goes, and he wins out here in Spa for Tier Saturday of the VD Racing League, and he will be very happy with that one, I'm sure. Poli Trump, with a great performance from him, will come out in the last corner sideways, as well as all the other drivers will, and hopefully they don't smash into the barrier by that point. No, he's all good, and Neely will round out after front wing damage. Very good performance from him. Will round out the top three there, as all the other drivers come across the line. Remus properly using those tyres, Vastat as well. Now, the intermediate tyres, have the drivers actually managed to catch up? No, 14.2, there's no chance they'll be doing that at all.
No, there isn't. So that's why I was a bit confused why they did go onto the intermediate tyres for the last lap, because they were like 15 seconds behind when they did pit. So it was like a stupid move. They costed themselves places and championship vital points, even though we do have only one lap, one race to go. It was like, oh, G-Man, it was into the wall.
He thankfully didn't take away his tyre, so he's actually, I'm sure he'd be very, very pleased with that, because that could have just been some very interesting points lost from him as Darius comes across the line. And well, still waiting for the Ferrari and the rest of the grid. The Murphy, that's a familiar face. I may or may not have had a little incident with the Murphy at Vanderpool. We do not talk about that, that's for sure. As he slides out the last corner, he's really on the whole combined tyres and it's wet. He's doing pretty good considering that's stuck in as well. Now, as he comes into the bus stop chicane, he'll be one of the last drivers to cross the line as well, alongside the Haas there of Dutchy, as they both come across together. Now, the Murphy will move up in position actually, up to P10. So good points from him. Now, as I believe Thursday with one of the last drivers, Don is our last driver to cross the line, but what a race it was, YB, from Boaty.
Yeah, it was. He was in the league of his own for doing nothing, but we did have a bit of issues. He didn't qualify on pole, so he did qualify P3, so he did make the move in the early laps. But as soon as he entered into P1, he just steamrolled into the win. He was in a league of his own.
He definitely was a league on his own. YB will take you through the classification and then we'll lead the interviews.
For our podium sitters here today, we have Boaty in B1, Polly B2, and Nilu rounding out our podium positions. From behind it, we have Remus, Waits, Vastas, G-Man, Darius, Siri, I think it's Siri Sachs, the Murphy, Ducci, Furzy, Don, Nola, Hezron, Albert, Mikio, and then finally and sadly a retirement from driver on lap 1.
Wow, what a race that was. And, well, I'm sure the interviews will be even more interesting as Boaty is already in there. G-Man as well is in there. He always comes on and listens. But do not go anywhere because it's the interview. So we will see you down in that room. All right, YB, take it away.
All right, so today I think we are still waiting for one more driver. I think we're still waiting for Nilu. The stage is as Martin gives us the go to start with the other one.
I can only assume just start with Boaty, I think so.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's start with our race winner today for Belgium. Marty, how talk us through that the entire race, really.
Well, I don't know. I'm quite happy after yesterday's performance. I think I can close this weekend happily, because I think it was a very good drive from me. Kept it together, unlike yesterday. And yeah, I handled the mistakes of the drivers behind, overtook them in a lap, saved some tires and battery. And when they made a mistake, I broke the DRS, and basically from that point, I basically won the race.
So when the rain hit about lap 20, what was going through your mind at that current stage?
Just take it easy, because the track was so slippery. I just take it easy and bring it home. That was going through my mind.
All right, thank you. Will, any questions?
Well, with Monza next week, Boaty, I mean, I think the Tier Friday chances have gone I'm afraid. Is it really a case of you will try and get in the way of the two contenders, or will you just kind of let them through?
Well, I have a qualifying ban, so I will start last.
Well, not good at all from then, so that's all from me.
Okay, so I think we now move on to point run. So, Polly, how did you feel? Sorry, how do you feel about that race afterwards?
Good. It was really good, but body was too fast for me today. And I think I got lucky with Nelly. I think he got a flat tire or something. I think.
No, I think he, by the looks of us, I think he had front wing damage for when he pitted. So I think that has really paid off for you. But yeah, as I said with Boaty, what was going through your mind when the rain hit?
To be honest, I was looking what he's gonna do. If he pitted, I would have pitted also. But he stay out. I say I'm gonna take it easy and stay out also.
Thank you. Will, any questions?
No, nothing from me at all.
As Neil, I don't think he's joining us for today in the interview box. So I think that is done for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for Round Down at Belgium. You did have me for the start, but you did have Will joining halfway through. So it is goodbye for me and goodbye for Will. Good night,
See you later.
guys.